Hi, Mike Smith again with JM2, and this is the second video of our series where we're looking at a property analysis or income property analysis software we're developing called JM2 Deal Analysis. Last time I left it at the property worksheet in the first video, and now we're just about to go through the repair worksheet. We'll do that now. So again, everything that's in the pink will be automatically put in. So you only have to worry about what's not. And this is where I go through and I estimate what repairs we're going to do on a piece of property, how much work and such. And this is where the square foot, the number of rooms, bedrooms, bathrooms comes into play. Because behind all these pink boxes are calculations, square foot calculations on what it takes to paint the exterior, to do the landscaping, bathroom model and such. So let's go through. We paint every foreclosure we do. I'm going to say medium landscape. I have heavy, which is $3,500, and light, which is $1,500. We'll put medium. I always remodel the bathrooms. Kitchen countertops, now if they're tile and they're in good shape but they just don't look very good, I could paint them, that's where I'd click this for $500, or I leave that off and I might replace it. And I think on this one I'm going to replace it. The roof, $5,600. Most of the houses we have around here, they don't need a roof because they're concrete. We always replace the appliances. The doors I'm not going to do, but the hardware I'm going to replace. And this is where the number of rooms, we estimate that there's one door for every room plus 2 extra. So on this there's 10 rooms, $625, so about $6,250 per door. Always replace the flooring. If we're in an area where we want to jazz up the property a little bit, we will put in crown molding. But we're not on this one. We always replace the light fixtures and the ceiling fans. We add new bathroom accessories, kitchen faucet, bathroom faucet, tub and shower faucets. New cabinetry. Now if the cabinetry needed more than paint, this is where I'd put it in, say 15 lineal feet, and it puts in what it would cost for new cabinets. But we're not going to do that. Countertop. Now if I'm going to replace the countertop, this is where I'd add the figure in. And I tell you, we've gotten some great prices on granite recently, so I'm going to put $1,500 for granite countertops, which is pretty darn good because that's probably what I'd pay for tile. Now miscellaneous work, I'm going to put $3,500, and what that is I use for is replace fence, which is pretty almost every time. We're going to service the HVAC unit, and we're going to repair interior and exterior. Okay, so that explains what the $3,500 is. Now you can see in here I've got an oops factor of $9,200. What I do as a fudge factor is I add up all these numbers here and I divide by half and I make that the oops factor. That covers any additional work that may be required. That covers anything I've missed. We're not in this to cut it so fine, especially in this market, that we're paying so much money out of pocket. If it can't work by being conservative, then we'll move on to the next property. So as you can see here, I got $27,000 in repairs. I'm going to hit property entry and then go to worksheet. And as you can see here, we have our repairs put in, and that adjusted the Mayo to $97,000. So we're a shade under. That's not bad. Our asking. Now, as a double check, we buy our properties with private money. So anybody who wants to earn 8 to 10 or 12% on their money, maybe it's in a CD that they're only making 3%, They lend it to us, we'll secure it with the property and pay them 8% if they're in the first position. So we don't lend more than 8, or we don't get a loan on there more than 70%. So it goes back to our over here where we say loan check. We have our after repair value of $156,000. 70% of that is $109,000. So that is going to be the maximum loan that we're going to put on this property. Well, going from the numbers we have of adjusted Mayo of $97,000 plus repairs plus carrying costs, we need a loan at least of $128,000. So what we do is we just go right in, and I'm going to put in a negative $20,000, and I'm going to offer $77,000. So a lot of, you'll hear a lot of gurus say what they offer is 70% of the after repair value minus repairs, and that's what we're doing, because we want those to be in line. So now we have a loan of $108,000 on the property is what we're going to need. We're going to offer $77,119. We'll probably round it just to $177. Now this box below shows you where we're getting our carrying costs. On a $109,000 loan, the payment is $729. We estimate the taxes per month of $163. Insurance per month, $78. Might be a little heavy. Monthly expenses, utilities, garbage, all of that, about $250. And that comes out to be $3,600, which is right up here. Now, we look at our exit strategy. This number right here is just a hint for us. This 171,875. It's a hint by taking the after repair value and adding 15%. Now, when I first developed this, that was the strategy we were using to resell. That won't work in this market. We haven't been able to get any kind of premium. We can get a little, maybe 5%, but we're certainly not going to get 15%. So if I take 5% of that, then what's about $163,000. So we might offer this at $163,000 either as a lease option purchase or as owner financing. If it's a lease purchase option, 3% down payment is $5,100. The lease payment, it's a little bit higher than market value. It's $1,350 because we credit back to the leasee towards their down payment. But if we do owner financing, we want to get 10%. And so if they do owner financing, their payment will be $1,187. If they lease purchase option, it's $1,350. Now we compare that against a payment of $7,229. So in this, we've got a little bit room, counting all this. So owner financing, we're only going to be paying that. The owner will pay the other two. So you can see we've got about $300, a little bit more than $300. Well, the lease purchase option, you're maybe about $400. So that's looking pretty good. So we'll go back to our. We go back and we're going to make an offer of $77,000. So go back to property entry, and I'm going to put that in $77,000, and it puts the date in there. And this is where we'll track our offers and counter offers that we may get back from the bank. Now, once we make an offer and we get a counter, and say they countered, and most likely they're going to counter at 108. This is what the banks seem to be doing lately. Once we get that, we will counter with the same exact price, but we'll give them a little more information about what we're doing and how we arrived at the numbers. And I'm going to do that in the very next video.